And I am once again using something I learned for uni as YouTube content. I'm so good at being a student and also making stuff on YouTube. Yay. Good morning, everyone. It's like the afternoon already, but I am very tired. Anyways, today I decided to do something I've never done before on this channel, a tutorial! Not gonna lie, this is a technique I literally had to learn like this week for uni, and it's been really helpful, so what I'm hoping with this is to help other people who just want to speed up their process. This is not like a professional thing. I'm a student. I don't know what I'm doing, so disclaimer, if you're a professional, why are you here? First of all, second of all, maybe don't... Anyways, today I will be presenting how I do photo bashing for my art. But what is photo bashing? Well, it is a technique used in concept art a lot, and basically you take a bunch of photos and Frankenstein them together into an illustration by several methods, but the method I use now, its main goal is to speed up the painting process of a background, specifically. So yeah, my focus here is speed and not quality over quantity or something. So yeah, this is just for me to speedrun making backgrounds and make them look not like actual photos. So first of all, here's the first background I did with this technique, and then this is the second one. Yeah, I still am learning myself, but I did both of them under 2 hours, or like around 2 hours, which normally a painting this big and with this amount of detail would take me around 12 hours. So pretty good when it comes to economizing? Saving time. I know how to speak English. Here's a quick overview of my method for doing photo bashing. Feel free to pause or screenshot it if you want like a reminder after watching the tutorial in detail. So yeah, there's around 6 major steps to my process. And yeah, let's get started. Step 1 is gathering references. So a few things about that. Basically, you will make your photo bashing with the help of lots of different photos. If you are using your photo bash, is that what it's called? Your final piece for commercial use, for example, or like something that you will post out in the public and it's not just for yourself to practice or anything, I would recommend gathering your references on Google Images and using the copyright filter, but I'll show you in a second. And if it is for non-commercial use, or like if you don't even plan on posting it anywhere, then I would recommend anything that you want. Personally, Pinterest is my favorite place to gather references because even though you don't know much about the copyright availability of the images you find on there, it's, to me at least, the easiest to use. So yeah, where you find your pictures should be determined by what you will do with your final piece. So here I am on Google Images, and I am using this little bar called Tools and then selecting usage rights. I think Creative Commons licenses is pretty good, but you can use commercial and other licenses if you are doing commercial work. Basically what you want is for the image owner to permit modification of your image. So, because yeah, during photo bashing, obviously you will modify the images a lot. Okay, now let's look. Oh, you can also filter the resolution of your images, but you'll see in my method at least, it doesn't really matter if all your images don't have the same resolution. Even low resolution parts of your image will be yassified. Also, the more references you have, like base images that you will use, the better in my opinion. Even if you end up collecting an image that you won't use in your final product, the more options you have and the more resources you can use, the better it is. This is literally a screenshot from Skyrim, I think, but might as well use it as a resource. So I have inserted all of my references into Procreate and put them all in one group. And now I will begin my next step, cutting and placing. So here basically you take all your references and choose what part of them you will use in your photobash. I will start with images that will be in the foreground of my photobash. So, for example, maybe I could choose this image, duplicate it, get it out of my group, and decide that I kind of like this this rocky area, so I'm gonna use that. I use an eraser on an airbrush, a very soft airbrush, and kind of erase it out of its original photo. The airbrush eraser, and just airbrushes in general in the photobashing technique, are your best friends. They make photos on top of each other blend in easier, because if they have hard edges, they're gonna look like a collage, which collages are pretty cool, but this isn't the same as a collage. And there we go. Maybe I can start placing this. Okay, next one. Feel free to play around with flipping your parts or even distorting them with perspective. When I'm not sure if I want to keep something or not, I duplicate it just in case and then delete it if I make a final decision. By the way, I'm using Procreate as a program here, but most digital art programs have the tools that I'm using, so you could probably do this with any other program, honestly. Okay, I kind of have a foreground, and now I'm gonna start using the clone tool. Not the clown tool, haha. I kind of go into an area that I want to clone. That is not the right brush. I select an airbrush once again, make it a bit smaller, and there we go. The idea here is to make everything smoothly transition with all the other images under it. You don't have to have your details individually make sense. Like, for example, this rock kind of just fades into nothingness here. But when you zoom out, no one's going to notice. So just think about the overall composition, not the tiny details that no one is going to look at. The idea here is to speedrun, not to make things have sense. I may be getting rid of the flowers. I really like the flowers, but I don't think I can make them have sense. This is really sad. R.I.P. flowers. So the herbs here are herbs. My brain is thinking in French. The grass here is a bit taller than everywhere else because I stretched the heck out of this image. So I'm thinking about maybe just straight up getting rid of most of the natural part of this image and keeping the water, because I kind of vibe with the water. I kind of chose the image with the lake, not lake, river, whatever body of water that is, just to have some water in my illustration. So I'm kind of just getting rid of it. And maybe, I'm kind of scared of merging layers in the early stages, but I'll group them and duplicate them. I have merged them for now, and now I will use clone again. Okay. I'm gonna take the trees from Skyrim. I'll try and make them blend in with the sky that I add. I don't even know what sky or background I will have for now, so I'll make it work. This is fine. Really reassuring words to hear from someone who is supposedly teaching you how to do this. I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, and I kind of do, but also, does anyone ever know what they're doing? Okay, maybe time for a background. So actually, what if I take the extra layer of this? Actually, that was a pretty okay idea. There we go. Let's steal the mountains from this one, maybe. I may go back on Google Images to find the sky. Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. Not quite sure what to think about. Actually, let's make it lighter. On the original, with the mountains, the sky was very foggy. Okay, I'm gonna call this first step done. I have successfully Frankensteined my images together. Okay, so next up, I need to make everything grayscale. So the way I do that, I usually, I could merge all my layers together, but it's easier to make them all look coherent if you do them individually. So let's just start by doing this. Just turn the saturation off. There's lots going on in this one. Well, actually, I kind of don't like the grass in front of the trees, so I'm gonna do a final cloning. Okay, and now I can focus on values. I forgot to explain this while I was doing it, but basically I want to have overall values of the image, more like there. So I focus on using blend modes and an airbrush, kind of lighten the focal point and put almost a dark vignette around the edges. All of that just using blend modes and airbrushes again, but still keeping it in Greyscale, obviously. So yeah. And there we go. I'm satisfied with my values on this one and the Greyscale. So now I will recolor, which is coincidentally the next step. I'm going to use the gradient map tool on Procreate and first focus on the foreground. And now I'm going to do this with the water in mind. Some parts of the grass have very reddish tones, so let's do that. And then I forgot to speak again, but basically I kept doing gradient map recolors for different parts of the illustration. For example, I started by doing the rocks next, so like a darker grayish tone. So I played around with gradient maps. I'm even tweaked the mountains in the back a tiny bit. Okay, I am now happy with the gradient maps I've used. I will group my layers, delete the unnecessary ones, and I will add even more blend modes. For example, I like this thing I see a lot in anime style illustrations, where basically whatever's in the back kind of fades in the distance because of air. Like the mountains are already lighter because they're further away, but I'm going to make that effect even more present, I guess. I usually take a darker shade of blue, put my blend mode on screen, and yeah, just push the back even further. And then maybe I will do a color dodge layer with a warmer color. Okay, and now I'll take a darker color to use as a shadow, maybe like a vignette. And there we go. So now I will move on to the next step. This step is kind of optional, but yeah, basically the idea now is that we took our photobash and recolored it, but it still looks way too photorealistic to be like seen as not a photo collage. So I'm going to export this and import it into another program. So here I am on Ibis Paint. I imported my drawing on one layer. You can do this on any program, or like I'm sure that there's apps out there made to have this kind of filter. But basically, Ibis Paint has this filter called anime background, which kind of gives line art to a picture. And it's usually really bright of a filter. So I'm going to use this. Maybe I'm going to give it more of a tint. I'm going to make it brighter. Just mess with the sliders. And then when I'm done using the filter on Ibis, I'm saving it and going back to Procreate. I made a layer of all of my final layers flattened. I will add our filtered drawing. There we go. And now, once again, just look at how to put it on top of your pre-existing image. Maybe look at different blend modes. And here we have our filtered painting, like not painting, but the filter combined with our original photobash. And that would be it for like the presets of the photobash. This is the base. You could use it as like a pre-sketch for a painting and paint over it. So usually I would kind of go in and maybe bring out the detail, grab a lighter color, and add like a few individual strands of grass to show texture, or like add detail where you think the mush of filtered pictures is not enough, or blend the background together to make the line art go away, stuff like that. But yeah, here's how to make a base in photobashing, at least how I do it. I'm not going to lie, this is my second day of recording, and I wrote my script yesterday, so I kind of forgot if I wanted to say anything else, but hopefully this was somewhat helpful, yeah. Thank you for watching my attempt at a tutorial. Oh yeah, right, this is my first tutorial on the channel, so if for some reason you like my way of explaining things or are interested in other tutorials, feel free to comment down below. If you're interested in seeing more of my art, check it out in my description or go watch the rest of my videos. This is a long outro, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching, video next week. Okay, bye.